Hey guys, welcome back to my chaotic channel. So, you won't know this, but this is the second time filming this video because the first time I decided to stop recording. So, let's begin. Okay, we are going to be doing the palette tag number 2 that Samantha March and Allie Glines came up with. So the first question is the all-time favorite palette. Now my all-time favorite palette is going to be Stone Cold Fox by ColourPop. Now, I love all of their mega palettes, okay? All that I have anyway. I've got Stone Cold Fox, I've got Bare Necessities, I've got It's a Mood coming in, and I've got Smoke and Roses coming in. But this one, if you look at me, you don't really can tell that I'm a neutral gold, but I do love my neutrals because there's so much more. It's so much easier to add bright pops of color with neutrals. Okay, I love the layout of this because you can go down these rows and they're all in the same color family. Makes life easier for those of us that have issues with these bigger palettes on coming up with something. Okay, I absolutely love these. The payoff of these colors, like I love the silver, I love this right here. Okay, you can tell my fingers stained from another palette. These mattes with glitter in it, they're just so soft. Okay, let's do another one. These regular mattes, if you can't tell, I love this this line right here. Okay, these regular mattes, they're just so soft. They are blendable. There's that silver. They're pigmented. You can still see that glitter in that matte. Usually with mattes with glitter in it, that glitter just kind of falls away. There we go. Stone Cold Fox, ColourPop. One of my all-time favorite palettes. Price point, amazing. ColourPop is always having some sort of sale, or you can always find a code with ColourPop. I personally do not have one. I wish I did. It would be nice, but I don't. But you can go, most YouTubers have a code for ColourPop. They're absolutely amazing, okay? And they're always on sale. And right now, I do know that you can get Stone Cold Fox and one of their brush rolls for, I want to say $65-ish. I haven't tried the brushes yet. I do have some coming in. Can't wait for those. So there you go. Stone Cold Fox, ColourPop. Next one is my newest favorite. Now, if you've seen my February hits and misses, you already know what favorite this is going to be. But this is the Platinum Hits by Indie Beat Cosmetics. This is a great one to pair with your ColourPop Neutrals palettes. You've got these gorgeous greens and like multi-chromes. My favorite is, I don't know if you can tell, but my favorite is Starboy, okay? It doesn't show up very well on camera, but it is, in person, it is a purple to like a bluish, greenish shift. That green is what's picking up on camera. But you can tell right there it's purple, okay? You got this top row is all white iridescent type colors. If you remember the Kat Von D Alchemy palette, that's what these four remind me of right there. In fact, oh no, I don't have that palette. I gave that to a friend after I got this one. This gold right here is absolutely wonderful. They swatch amazing. This is Hello. They're all named after songs that have gone platinum. Hello is a good one. Royals is a good one. Havana. 7 Years. Has this kind of green, goldy shift, coppery shift to it. You hit that light just right, it turns green. Can I get it? Nope, I cannot. But they're soft. They are so pigmented. And they're just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, just look at those. I can't get enough of these. I use something from this palette almost every single day. But that is my newest favorite. That's the Platinum Hits from Indie Beat Cosmetics. I need to go back and try their Platinum Hits #1 because this is #2. So the next one is the palette that I keep for memories. Now, this palette took me forever and a day to get because everybody wanted this palette. This is the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. Okay. Again, people don't understand. When I pull out all these neutral palettes, I know a lot of you will not understand because I'm doing all of these colorful palette or eyeshadows on here. But I am a girl that loves me some neutrals too. Okay. This green was so much fun to play with. I don't really use that one much. I don't really use this one that much anymore. But this green one is definitely fun to play with. This just peachy one was fun to play with. This was right around the time where Too Faced, for me personally, was starting to kind of fall down on their formulas. And so this one didn't get as much love once I finally got it. But this one I just keep because it took so long to get my hands on, and it's just so pretty. And I still cannot smell very well thanks to COVID, but even I can smell the peach in it still. Okay, next is going to be one of the palettes that you think is underrated. Now, I do not hear very many people talk about this palette. I honestly don't even remember how I got this palette, whether my mom gave it to me, whether I just randomly put it in my cart, which happens quite often, honestly. So this is the Through My Eyes palette by ColourPop. But this one just has something for everybody. You've got your colors, you've got your grungies, you've got your neutrals, shimmers, mattes, everything. Now, I honestly don't know if you can get this palette anymore still, but I loved this palette. I still use this palette. Not as much as I used to, but it's the Through My Eyes by ColourPop. Now, this next one, I couldn't just pick one. There's a reason I couldn't just pick one, and I'm sure when you see these, you'll understand why. But these are not a favorite, but I cannot seem to get rid of, okay? They're both by Urban Decay. And I struggle with Urban Decay because I love Urban Decay, but they've been slacking really bad. But the first one is the Alice Through the Looking Glass palette, okay? I can remember how to get this out. Now, tell me, okay? Tell me what makes you think of Alice Through the Looking Glass with these colors. These are neutrals, okay? Except for this blue and this like pinky purpley shade. Maybe this green, but these are neutrals, okay? When you think of Alice in Wonderland, think of the bright psychedelic colors, okay? Am I the only one? Alice Through the Looking Glass, I think of bright colors. This is not it. It's not it. I've had this for so long, but I cannot let go of it because I love Alice Through the Looking Glass. I love Alice in Wonderland. I used to love Urban Decay. Do I love it so much anymore? No, not really. But, and the packaging is stunning. I mean, ignore that. But the packaging is stunning. And then you open this little bit up and it's got a butterfly. But I mean, you can do Urban Decay, you can do this sort of bright packaging. Why couldn't you have made the palette to match? Is it that hard? I don't understand. Okay. Now, next one's Urban Decay 2. I can't get rid of this one. 2 reasons why I can't get rid of this one. This was an anniversary present for me from my husband. Apparently he went looking everywhere for this, and he did find it for me. It's Game of Thrones palette, and I hate that he went through all that trouble, and I don't like it. But I wanted this palette before I ever saw any reviews for it, but there's 1, 2, 3 mattes in this palette. Okay. This one right here, the blue one, the Winterfell, not Winterfell, Hard Home. This little quad and highlight thing right here, this is the only one that I think matches the show. It's the only one. The rest of them, the quality of them, not Urban Decay's best quality at all. They were so much better. But 3 mattes, the rest of them shimmers and glitters. I mean, you might be able to say this is a matte with a glitter, but I mean, look at that. I wanted this palette so bad. He went out and found it for me. I used it maybe twice, but I can't get rid of it. This was the anniversary present, and I love Game of Thrones. And this, again, this packaging is just, it's really cool. I'm not gonna lie, the packaging is awesome. But it's like they spent more time on the packaging than they did the actual shade formulas and the colors. So, anyway. Next. Let's move on to happier things. Okay, this is my fave collab, okay? I love ColourPop. You're just gonna figure that out with me, okay? It's cheap, it's good quality. I love ColourPop. This is the Fem Rosa. I cannot pronounce that name, and I am eternally sorry. But this is the She palette, Fem Rosa, okay? This one. I absolutely love this palette in the fall, okay? These colors, absolutely beautiful. You have all of these mattes and these shimmers. There's no pressed glitters. Thank you, ColourPop. But this in the fall with a dark burgundy lip, absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. ColourPop's price point, absolutely perfect. Can you get this palette still? I do not think so. But they have a lot of different similar palettes. Okay. My 2021 favorite. Now, I previously said that I was not a fan of Too Faced formulas lately, but I got the Cinnamon Swirl palette from Too Faced. At neutral. Go figure, right? But this one, I love this one. The formulas are good in this one. The shimmers are good in this one. We even got a couple pops of color right here. Like this Ready Set Bake. So good in the crease. So good in the crease. add in Food Core in the outer corner, and then top it off with Sticky Fingers. Like these three right here, love them. Okay, I also love the neutrals, but you know, these three right here, absolute favorite in the palette. Sugar Rush is pretty too, but I did not do a lot of shopping, makeup shopping last year. I was focusing on other things in my life. This is actually one of the first palettes that I actually bought in 2021 was the Cinnamon Swirl palette. But I love it. You can, I think you might still be able to get your hands on it. Maybe. Next one was a palette that I did not expect to love. And here comes another ColourPop palette. The Garden Variety palette. Did I buy this one myself? Yes, I did. Did it magically end up in my cart? Yes, it did. But, and this is going to be weird because you know I love my colors, but I did not expect to love this one as much. Mainly because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mattes in this palette, and most of them are shimmers, but I have found myself using this palette more often than not. And that's saying something because I have a lot of stinking palettes. Excuse me. But this is just, it's so simple. I travel with this palette because it is so easy to just come up with a quick look. I will throw one of these shimmers on the lid, throw a matte in the crease, and I'm ready to go. It is one that I really honestly did not expect to love. But there we go. Another ColourPop palette. Next one is a palette that sparks joy. Now, this palette was gifted to me. This palette is the only Pat McGrath palette that I have, and probably the only one I will ever have, unless I can somehow magically get the money to buy more. But this is the Mothership Mega Celestial Divinity palette. Thank you to my mother for gifting me this palette when it came out. I love it. You heard me complain about there not being enough mattes in other palettes, but in this palette I do not care. I don't care. I just take this palette out sometimes just to play with it, just to swatch it, because it's just so pretty. This one right here, again, reminds me of that MAC blue-green shadow that everybody fell in love with. I like this one better, just saying. What other one do I absolutely love? This purple shimmer down here, love it. This one, okay, let's just say I love them all. Okay, I pull out this palette and I stare at it. I just stare at it. It's just so pretty. I want more, but I do not have the money to drop on these kind of palettes. Maybe in the future. But Pat McGrath, oh, it's upside down. Love this one. Now, the next one is the newest palettes in my collection, and these came in like within a couple days from each other. Excuse me for a second. These came in a couple days from each other, and you've already seen a couple of videos with them. A video with each one. But that is the Lethal Cosmetics Night Flower palette and the Unicorn Gang Secrets of the Fae palette. Okay, let's start with the Night Flower palette. I just used this one today. Hello. Like it just, isn't it pretty? I love the purples, I think, are my favorite in here. This one I used on my lid today. It wasn't as bright as I expected it to be honest with you. but I think that if I use some setting spray on my brush, it will look a lot better. So we're gonna try that next time. But I love this color right here. This is my favorite color in the palette. And this palette right here is magnetic. I can pop them out. I got this at camerareadycosmetics.com with a couple other things. But it's just so pretty. Now I have done swatches of these, and I think I did a TikTok with this palette. But this is the secrets of the This is the secrets of the Fae Palette by Unicorn Gang. I love these grungy colors right here. The purples and the blues, like the druid, absolutely gorgeous. This one, I can't pronounce it. Somebody tell me how. Absolutely gorgeous. This one here, Siren, so pretty. Like that, I want to play with it more. It's brand new, but I just got it last week. But there we go. Secrets of the Fae. So pretty. Next one is the first palette that I used in 2022, and that was the Urban Decay Naked Honey palette. Now this is one of the last Urban Decay palettes that I have bought. They're not my favorite anymore. I do enjoy this one. I don't pull it out very often, but their formula has gone down, or not that it's gone down, it hasn't evolved to match the rest of the makeup industry. Apparently I can't speak. It has not evolved to match the rest of the makeup industry's formulas. Okay, now you can see I use a lot of this shade right here. It's getting a little bit of a hard pan, not gonna lie. But there's not a lot that you can come up with this one. But I mean, it is pretty. But that was the first palette that I used in 2022. And that, you guys, is the video for today. So I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your favorite palette in the comments down below. Favorite palette right now, because that, I don't know if anybody else is like me, but that changes week by week. So let me know your favorite palette in the comments down below. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I am going to attempt to put it right here, something right here. Subscribe button, ding. If that does not happen, you know that I never figured it out. I'm still working on my editing. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Join the chaos that is my life. Go ahead and like this video if you enjoyed it. And we'll see you next time. Love you guys.